Super Mario 64 Big Star Secret is a case of lost media which has proven itself to be extremely hard to find. Now, if you don't know what this video is, I highly recommend you watch my first video on this before watching this one. But basically, this was a Super Mario 64 video created by a user named LotusMan17 about how to unlock the secret of the star statue in the courtyard. However, this wasn't actually a legitimate tutorial video, but instead a screamer, with the infamous Kayfy zombie appearing at the end of the video. The video stayed up for years until it was deleted due to hate. And since then, this video has become quite a popular case of lost media. The search has been going on for years now, and yet this video still hasn't been fully recovered. It got to the point where people just accepted that this video might have been lost for good and it would forever remain elusive. But you read the title, you know exactly what happened. We just got the biggest find in the entire search a few weeks ago, and I'm about to tell you guys all about it. Let's get into this update. All this talk about a video of a spooky jump scare, and it reminds me of today's sponsor, Steel Krill Studio. Are you interested in the paranormal? Random question, I know, but if you are, then I bet you'd be interested in Steel Krill Studio's upcoming game, The 18th Attic. In this game, you're a man who is stuck in a loop, and you're in a pretty strange looking attic, filled with many ghosts and anomalies. With you, you have a little camera which you have to use to take pictures of all the anomalies you come across. Every time you take a picture, a new memory is unlocked. The more memories you unlock, the more you'll find out about this strange attic. But be careful, not all the anomalies will treat you very nicely. In fact, some of them will want to straight up attack you. With all that, you might feel a little tense while playing this game. So thankfully, there's a cute little cat companion which will keep you company. Aww, look at him. So are you willing to find out the dark truth about this attic? If so, check out the 18th Attic on Steam and add it to your wish list. The game doesn't have an exact release date yet, but is set to come out in the third quarter of this year. Be sure to check it out, and thanks to Steel Krill Studio for sponsoring this video. So as you guys may know, I made a video about this case almost 2 years ago, what the hell? And that video got quite a bit of traction and actually revived the search a little bit. We got tons of new people joining in and trying to help find this video. Now, I'm not going to go over everything that has happened since that video, since I want to save that for when the video is found and I make a big video about the whole journey. But I will tell you about all the big finds we've gotten since then. So last year, on May 30th of 2024, we actually got some new footage of Big Star Secret. Not footage of the actual raw video itself, but still footage nonetheless. This footage was a private reaction video, which, if you guys remember, was linked by a user named the WikiUser123, now known as Charmy, on the Streamer forums talking about Big Star Secret. The reaction video had been privated for years until an avid searcher named SyndexMon managed to find the original uploader, and both him and Marvel, the man who started all of this, contacted him asking if he could share the video with us. And well, as you can see, he did. You have no idea how weird it was seeing the thumbnail frame move for the first time, even if it was in low quality. This was a huge find for the search, and the topic was pretty popular again for a little bit. The On the Hunt channel was reopened after being closed since 2020, and it looked like hopes were a bit higher about this video being found. But unfortunately, a couple months passed and people were starting to get bored of the search again. No new updates or leads were coming up, and so the On the Hunt channel was closed once again. But around the time the channel got closed, SyndexMon made quite the discovery that made things a little more hopeful for the search. He found out that if you abruptly shut down your computer while watching a YouTube video back when YouTube used Flash Player, the video you were watching would actually cache to your computer and never get cleared. So as long as you use the physical power button or unplug the computer without closing the tab, the video would guarantee cache to your computer permanently. And with this video being a screamer video, there was a non-zero chance that someone did exactly that out of fear when the screamer popped up. So all we had to do was find a witness of the original and see if they had the video cached. We've reached out to a ton of witnesses, but unfortunately most of them didn't even have the computers they watched it on anymore, which makes sense considering how old this video is. We found a few who did still have their computers, but Big Star Secret was nowhere to be seen on any of their devices. But to be fair, we kind of expected that, as the witnesses who did still have their computers weren't sure if they actually abruptly shut down or not. There was one person who we found who not only still had the computer, but was confident that a relative might have actually abruptly shut down the computer for them after being scared by the zombie. But the drive was raw.
No.
Oh, check disk.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's
The type
spelled
of file
weird.
system is RAW. It's not available for RAW drives.
What the hell is a raw drive?
Yeah, that sucked. With the raw drive incident, everyone on the search server was very bummed out. People were wondering if we were ever going to actually find a witness who did still have this video cached, or if maybe our hopes were just too high. But then just a few days later, this happened. What you just saw right there was the first 47 seconds of the actual Big Star secret video. That's right, a Lost Media Wiki user named Peter just found it cached on his computer in his temp folder out of nowhere. It's not the full video, but my god, is it something. This is the first bit of footage of the actual video we've ever gotten, and it's so surreal to see. And the funny part is, this wasn't even found because Peter abruptly shut down his computer. What actually happened was the file that handles cached files, a file called index.bat, was just not on his computer for some reason. Like, it was literally just completely gone. And so that meant that every single cached video would just never be cleared. And that meant that the cached Big Star secret video stayed on his computer for years, just waiting to be uncovered. The reason why it isn't the full video, however, was because Peter actually got so bored of the video that he just clicked onto another video at the 47-second mark. And I find that really funny. So that means there's now 2 different ways for videos to cache to your computer permanently. We still have no idea how that index.bat file disappeared, but who knows how many other people might have had that happen to them as well. Now, when this footage first dropped, there was some speculation on whether or not it was real. There have been some really good recreations made, and tons of people have mistaken them for the original video. But when we take a look at this bit of footage, the shot of Mario at the fountain matches perfectly with the low quality thumbnail image we had for years. Another user in the On the Hunt channel also put the new footage alongside the first reaction video we got, and it was a perfect match.
What's happening here? Can you hear it now? What is it doing?
And on top of all that, Peter was able to provide solid proof that the file itself was 100% legitimate, dating back to September of 2008, just a little over a year after the video was first uploaded. So this footage was thankfully, without a doubt, 100% real. Now, there's actually quite a bit of things to dissect in this snippet, so let's go through it and see what we can find. So the footage begins with a Windows Movie Maker title card, which just says the title of the video. Then we actually cut to the thumbnail shot as those chosen by the planet from Final Fantasy VII starts to play in the background. This was a song that was speculated to be in the original video, but people thought this was near the end of the video or the credits music. I don't think anyone expected it to be the very first song in the video. So already we have one of the music mysteries solved. It's also very cursed to see the thumbnail frame moving, but this time in full quality. Just wow. We can also see that Lotus had 4 lives and 0 stars. This suggests that the boos never appeared in the courtyard, as you need a certain amount of stars for them to appear, but with how many people recall a step involving the boos, he probably just modded one in anyways or something like that. And the last few details that we can notice in this shot are that Mario's brown shoes have actually been changed to white, and Mario's white gloves have this little blue tint to them. We can actually notice that detail with the gloves in the thumbnail shot we had, but I always assumed that that was just some lighting thing. But as we can see throughout the rest of the footage, that seems to actually be the case. We then cut to some more Windows Movie Maker title cards, which talk about how people have always wondered what the secret of the star statue is and what its purpose is. Now, this bit of text was something which a witness actually recalled seeing and came into the search server talking about it a few months back. We hadn't seen anyone else recall this specific text before, with most people just saying they remembered some sort of intro, which is pretty vague. The fact that this witness actually remembered the "what is its purpose" line spot on with the apostrophe and everything is actually insane. Also, I love how throughout this entire opening sequence, Lotus decides to play the thumbnail shot not once, not twice, but 3 times. And in the formerly private reaction video, we can see him using it again. You must have really liked the shot for him to use it that many times in the video. I mean, to be fair, it is a pretty tough looking shot. After that bit of text and telling the viewer how dark the secret is, we cut to some new gameplay footage with us being able to hear Lotus shifting the camera. This footage is actually the footage we could see at the start of the first reaction video, although this shot of Mario looking up at the sky was not in that video. As we can see, the castle has been modified to be black instead of gray, which we knew. But there's also this strange black and red texture replacing Peach's window. It's very low quality, so we have no idea what this is. But regardless, it's still an interesting detail. Mario runs into the castle, and then we get by far the funniest part of this snippet. Lotus modified the Bowser text you get when first entering the castle and made him say some pretty vulgar things. I'm not gonna read this out loud, but this is the common consensus as to what people believe it says. So not only did Lotus change the textures, but it seems he changed dialogue boxes as well. This makes me wonder just how many things he did change in the ROM. Anyways, Mario then runs around the castle, which has a blue and black floor just like his Mario colors. We can also slightly see that the letter on his hat seems to be an L for Lotus Man 17 rather than keeping the M for Mario. There's also this very strange texture on the floor that kind of looks like that one Geometry Dash cube, but that game came out in 2013, so it's definitely not that. You can also see that Toad has just been deleted or moved somewhere. I have no idea where he is. And that door that Lotus said he placed on one of the pillars doesn't seem to be in the shot either, although it's theorized that it appears later on in the video. Lotus enters a door leading to the hallway to the courtyard with some blue walls, which is where the video cuts off. So yeah, quite a bit to dissect there. And there will be a lot more interesting details to look out for once we get the full video. Remember, this is just the opening. We still got all the steps to unlocking the secret, the screamer part of the video, and the credits to find. With a decent chunk of the video finally being uncovered, it may only be a matter of time before the full thing finally resurfaces. So yeah, that's the Big Star Secret update. I cannot believe we actually managed to get raw footage of the actual video, but I'm super happy we did. Not only is this huge for Big Star Secret, but this is huge for YouTube Lost Media in general. As long as someone abruptly shut down the computer during a video or their index.bat file got corrupted or deleted, they could potentially recover some YouTube Lost Media. So if you remember watching Big Star Secret and you still have the computer, do not be afraid to check if it's still cached on there. With this unexpected find, anything is possible at this point. I'll leave a link to a tutorial created by Syndexmon himself in the description, which shows you how to find cached videos on your computer, covering both the abrupt shutdown and the corrupted index.bat file methods. But if you need more help with recovering the cached videos or just want to join the search, I've linked the dedicated search server in the description. It's a fun time and everyone is very helpful. We'd love to have you there. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I know I said the resignation incident ranking would be my next video, but it's been almost 5 months since I've uploaded and I want to get something out. So I figured I'd upload this little update video to keep you guys updated on the Big Star Secret search a little bit. But don't worry, I'm still working on the resignation incident ranking and I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. So yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching and let's hope that this video can finally be found soon. Peace!